Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another Rag Company podcast where we are still recovering from last week. But to help us do that, we've got a friend in the studio here with us. Ivan LaCroix, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Always fun to be here.
The
Full of
announcer
energy.
voice
He's
is,
full of energy.
Full
We're
of
all
energy
tired.
in a way that we are going to have to like meet you
I
at
should
your
have grabbed
level.
some of that Mountain Dew energy, courtesy of our friends Mountain Dew.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was just here for one day of TRCMA, and it was quite an undertaking. Seriously, hats off, or hair off in my case, to everyone here at the Rag Company. Did a spectacular job. The whole event all week. And if you haven't seen it, please take the time, go on the Rag Company YouTube channel. There's 10 videos there. Watch them consecutively. They're all great information.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ivan. I couldn't agree
Appreciate it,
more.
bro.
Yeah.
As far as housekeeping, I know you guys are going to get into housekeeping, but I just went through an ordeal just taking care of my own chunk of the housekeeping, and I want to get this out of the way at the top because I've had people messaging me, champing at the bit, for those of you who are pedantic. And you wanted to know who won the Koenig wheel giveaway.
Oh,
right?
you're just doing it right at the top
I'm
of the
leading
show.
with that and rewarding those who tuned in early.
Top of the show.
Yes,
Yes.
top of the show to you.
All right.
Okay, so
Okay, Dane.
Did I win? Did I win?
unfortunately, no, I don't
come on,
think
the
they
Fiat needs
make
new
bus
wheels.
wheels.
Yeah.
But
Well, no, Fiat. He's got.
I
one of
went
the Koenig
through an
lines.
incredibly convoluted process to arrive at this.
Did you really?
Anthony was laughing at me from behind
yeah.
in his
did
cubicle
happen.
wall as I developed this process to find an answer quicker than just copy pasting into an Excel
Dane, you made
spreadsheet.
it so complicated. It's the most complicated thing I've ever seen in my life.
So the reason it had
Dane
to be
had to write a
complicated
program.
was we wanted to be fair towards the people who commented in the live chat, on the YouTube stream, and left comments below the video after it had been posted. So we have to find a way to incorporate both. And that can be a little challenging because YouTube's live chat, once it goes, there's no way to actually pick people out of it. There's
Right,
no like
disappears.
roster you can choose in the back end. There's no tool that does it post-show.
Right. So you created that tool.
So
you
instead,
went in your garage,
I came
heated
up
up a
with the
wrench.
idea that if I use Google's random number generator and I do timestamps, because I can see timestamps next to people's chat in the live chat, I'm going to do 1 to 2 hours and like 20 seconds or 20 minutes and 17 seconds, however long the video is. And I'm just going to keep clicking until one of those numbers lines up with a timestamp closest to someone who's saying a comment about the wheels.
So this is like a Rube Goldberg thing.
So I had
Wow.
to press that button
I'm
so
already
many
confused, Dane. I
times.
already don't understand.
I
how this
eventually
works.
got one, and of those live chat comments, Piggy Trucker Jones came out victorious amongst the live chat comments.
Oh, so
Because
he's
he
the
mentioned
one
was-
that won?
No, it went
Oh,
one step
okay. Why
further.
did-
So
okay.
then to be fair to the people who left comments below the video, I wanted to make sure we took care of them too. So I used one of the standard like random comment picker tools, which do exist because YouTube comments are easy to pick from. They all exist on static on the front end. You can see it. So then I ran a tool that selected one of those. Then once I had a winner from there, I believe it was Scott Kelly was his name. And then I ran those two head to head in a random choice generator that would pick from one of two line items.
So
Each
Piggy
name
Trucker
was a line
Jones
item.
and Scott
And
Kelly.
so I put them
Did
face
not-
to face, and Piggy Trucker Jones came out victorious.
No way.
So
Piggy Trucker
congrats to
Jones.
Piggy Trucker Jones. It was a lot of work to get there.
Holy cow.
But you managed,
So he
buddy.
did win.
So you did win.
Who
in the end.
is Piggy Trucker Jones?
Well, Piggy Trucker Jones is going to let us know in the comments.
He watches.
What
I know
wheels
who he
wants.
is.
I know
He
he's
watches.
he's
Yeah.
watching all the time, but his comments paid off.
So he just won himself a set of Koenig wheels, or
Yeah.
Mambas, or Advantes, depending on what type of vehicle he
So
has.
yeah,
Holy crap.
Piggy,
I'm
take
guessing
your
maybe
Piggy.
a truck.
I think he has a truck or a Jeep of some
Yeah.
sort.
So all I'm going to ask here is that Piggy Trucker Jones, please reach out to me at my email, dane@theragcompany.com, with the subject line TRCMA Koenig wheel winner.
Dane,
and that will be.
you're giving him too much. Now you got a bunch of people that are going to create fake
Oh no!
Piggy Trucker Jones
I'll
accounts.
be able to tell.
There are ways.
So I will make sure I verify before
Dane
we
knows.
pass the info along to Scott
Now-
over at Koenig. But I wanted to let
Yeah.
them know at the top of the show so that there's no waiting to find out. Just
All right.
get it out there. So congratulations, Piggy Trucker Jones. You won yourself a set of Koenig, Advanti, Mamba wheels, whatever you're looking for.
Whichever
there.
one of those.
Holy
Yeah.
crap. To win a free set of wheels?
Congrats.
Man, it
Pretty
pays
cool.
to watch TRCMA, am I
That's
right?
right. That's one of
yeah,
the reasons
I would
you
say
watch.
that's
lots of reasons
very
to
good
win.
encouragement. And there were other giveaways too, but those are the ones we're touching
Wow.
on
Yep.
today. And the
Impressive.
other ones have been handled on the back end as far as people reaching out, and we got them taken care
Right.
of. I think that's all been handled now. So
Good.
we're
Agreed.
cool.
Agreed.
All right, so that's my housekeeping. What about you guys?
Well, I got some.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. Well, let's start with the most obvious, right? New brand release, right?
Right.
Stearna Gloss.
What,
It's
this brand?
Yeah, yes, that brand right there is cat's out of the bag, right? That's now live at theragcompany.com. We do not have the full pint-sized bottles in yet. Those are still on their way. People have been asking when the rest of the line's coming, and we're expecting April 15th, I believe.
Yeah.
It's-
We'll find out
it's-
today.
We'll
We're
find
gonna
out
find out
today
today.
for sure.
So, basically, funny story. I got to tell this story. People got to know.
You don't go too far in.
I
It's
won't
a
go
long
too far,
story.
but it's a long story. But
It is a
here's the
long
deal.
story.
Remember, Jack made that video where a picture post of the 16 pallets.
Correct.
Headed their way. It was a record-breaking storm of epic proportions in the UK the day that those pallets were supposed to disappear and head to the US. Well, fun fact, the guy that was handling those pallets that needed to get the container quit his job. Proceeded to throw a number of those invoices in the garbage. So we had to hustle to try and find another company to ship those pallets. So when we got all those pallets ready to go to leave Jack's facility, that's when the storms hit. Literally everything was fighting against us.
Conspiring against us.
So
Yeah.
the Stearna Gloss hit the storm?
Yeah, so the Stearna Gloss hit the storm. So that morning, the truck was getting loaded, soft-sided lorry, as they say over there. They loaded the truck. There was an advisory that all soft-sided lorries need to be off the highway. And they only had a small 2-hour window. That 2-hour window, that truck was able to pick up all 16 cases or pallets, started driving, tree falls in the middle of the highway. Freeway or the highway stopped. Who happens to be on the other side of the oncoming highway? PJ from Dodo Juice.
Nice.
Showed up, had an axe in the back of his
Well,
car.
he is
like
a Viking.
I was going to say he's something of a
remember,
Viking.
he is a
himself.
true Viking.
Yes.
PJ
Yes.
pulls his axe out of the back of his car, chops down the tree, chops the tree in pieces, helps move and clear the road.
As you do.
Takes pictures of himself with the truck, heads to work, lets Jack know that he had spent the morning, haha, stop making fun of me for my Viking axe. I got to use it and help clear the way. I helped a lorry driver head on to send a shipment. Look at me providing a service.
Impressive.
Jack goes, oh my gosh, that's the lorry that I just filled 16 pallets on. That
wow.
goes to the rag company. Good on you.
Yes.
Good save.
So those products made their way, got on a ship. That ship had to leave a little delayed because of the storm, which caused a delay. We were supposed to have everything ready to go 2 weeks ago. But shipping, timing, storms, all that stuff. So as of today, there is the possibility that the products have arrived in Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh.
We will find out if they're actually here or if the boat is, still in the ocean waiting to dock, or if it's actually docked. We'll find out today.
Now, not a big geography fan here.
I was
But
going to say, how did it wind up on the other side?
yeah,
They went through Panama.
Okay.
it would have been a heck of a lot shorter to,
You think that?
Arrive on the East Coast and then truck
Yeah.
it.
You think that?
yeah.
Not so.
Isn't that crazy to think about, though? That there's these guys on a boat. They go across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes.
Through
They
the
go
Panama Canal.
down through the Panama Canal.
And
right?
back up the other side.
And back up the other side.
It sure beats going all the way around the
along
tip of
West
South
Coast
America, though.
to quite literally almost Alaska or Canada, right?
Yeah.
Almost,
Yeah.
almost
Seattle.
to Canada.
To Seattle.
Which is a stone throw away
Yeah.
from Canada.
Yes.
Now,
More than a stone throw.
And
so,
that's sort of like the route that I took to get here.
yeah, basically. So it's in Seattle. The goal is to find out. We'll find out today if it's in Seattle. Then we'll get it on a truck. It'll get loaded. It'll get here to the rag company. So, Anthony, your idea of possibly April 15th, April 20th, sometime in that time period, we should have it available, ready to go in the store. But as of today, you can pick up the sample pack.
Right.
$75. It gets you all a nice mix of the product in some small bottles. There, that's a good. Yeah, that's a route.
That's the route we took to get here.
Seems very similar.
Can
Almost.
we get a shot of that there, Nick, of Ivan's phone? Let's see if we can. Oh, I can see that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is.
You can tell what that shape is.
Yeah. So, I sort of went around to get here.
Yeah.
So you get a good if you buy the sample pack. Like we were just in the store. We cracked a box and looked at it. There were all 3 soaps in there. There was Forced in there. There was Glatt, the rinse aid, and Huel, the wheel cleaner, and Parla, the spray sealant in one of the boxes.
Yeah.
And it comes with an air freshener, Stjarnaglas air freshener hanger, like hang
Amazing.
tag one.
Yeah.
Looks like the fuel can. Looks really cool. But remember, guys, there's also a golden ticket. There's one of those kits has a Stekera air freshener in it, the 24 karat gold air freshener. And if you win that, you get a full fuel can
Ooh.
filled with product.
Excellent. And
That's no small feat.
I see a question on the screen.
I was going
going
to
to
say Ulysses here.
I can answer this question.
Oh.
They are all spectacular. So get them all.
Yeah, I
That's
think
the
you'll-
easy way of deciding
Ivan
which
said
ones you
that.
like.
Yeah, I think you'll have fun with it. And then the fuel cans also are on pre-order, and they come fully loaded with product.
Yes.
So for those of you going, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. But think about it, you're getting you're getting a fully loaded can of product that you can detail with, as well as that really cool can. And
So-
there's only 25 of those available.
Ulysses, when you've got some time, I highly recommend just go put it on in the background, whatever you're doing, just listen to it. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And they do go into detail on more than a few of the products.
Yeah.
So you can actually see him use them on my dad's Jag. So that was pretty
And
cool.
the 24 karat air freshener, it's not a joke. The stuff really smells nice.
And there are real flakes in it.
Yes.
Can't
Do
tell
you
how
need
much
it?
though.
No.
Haven't paid
Do
the
you
duty
want
on
it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the shtick.
No, it's great. So sorry, Anthony.
Yeah,
I had
Anthony,
to
go
jump in on that, tell that little story because I thought it was such a cool
Oh, you jumped.
story.
You told the whole damn thing.
Sorry.
Well, it was little.
I mean, I was
took
going
him
to
an
thought you were
hour
going to tell
to
the
tell it the
story,
other day.
and I was like, well, I guess moving on. So that's done. So I guess the next thing I'll talk about, unless Levi wants to jump in and talk about it, is P&S Offroad.
You can talk about it. I'll keep
Are you
my mouth
sure?
shut.
Let me give you some time to think about it. Or you have anything to say?
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, so thank you. Yes, bringing up David Cervantes. Anybody else pumped for the P&S Offroad line? So P&S Offroad made its big debut this last Thursday. It was Thursday afternoon. And so me and Kyle Clark did our presentation on it. And so super cool to see P&S kind of, expanding into that off-road community, considering we have a lot of it here in Idaho, and there's just a ton of enthusiasts of everything off-road, whether it's UTVs, ATVs, Jeeps, off-road vehicles. Gabe, right? He's rolling on 18-inch wheels, and he takes his Land Cruiser. It's a Land
He
Cruiser.
loves his off-road
or Land
vehicle.
Rover.
It's a
Takes
Land. I think it's a Discovery, Land Rover Discovery.
Land Rover
He's
Discovery.
in the Land
really
Rover.
reliable.
He loves Land Rovers and Range Rovers.
Yeah,
That's like
has it
it's a Range
actually
Rover.
ever been off road?
No.
Other than the driveway here.
well,
No.
he bought it
Pavement
from a
clean.
real off-roader.
Yeah.
And then he was like, it's already been previously off-roaded, so I'm going to just make sure it stays clean
Okay.
So-
and nice.
Anyways, but people like
God
that,
forbid it
right?
get a
There's
little
dirt
dirty.
bikes out there. There's all sorts of off-road vehicles, all-terrain vehicles that this line is absolutely perfect for. And so they did a fantastic job with the release. I think that it's a refreshing take on off-road products, things that we haven't really quite seen before within that dedicated industry. So, having that soap with the rust inhibitors in it that has a really good dwelling action, it's going to be able to clean and lift all of those things, but also have a lot of those anti-corrosive features is going to be huge, right?
So it's going to be popular in the Northeast.
Hopefully popular in the Northeast.
Well,
and
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's off-roaders everywhere.
But that on top of just the easy to use, ready to use stuff in the line. I really like the degreaser, right? So the Mud Buster, which is their degreaser, mud cleaner, all of that. That was one of the ones that we had been testing. So with being completely transparent, we've been testing this off-road line for the last 4 or 5 months through different variations that they've sent, and it's been a really cool process just to kind of see us get a little bit more involved, right? Like we haven't shown you guys too much more, but we We have a razor now. We have the TRC razor that Mr. John Green has been going out and getting filthy every morning for us.
Every morning.
Good
Well, it's
job.
because that's what happens when you get here at 5 a.m. and you're the
Yeah.
only person here.
Gotta find
get bored.
something to do.
You get bored.
All that dirt out there. I
Well,
mean,
he
come
brings
on.
him and Josh get here early, and then the two of them go take it off. They try to jump the canal.
they got a ramp now.
Yeah, they try to jump the canal, the moat.
Well-
they take it around the back of the building.
It was just funny because, I mean, we clean it, and he's like, okay, you guys need to keep testing, right? Okay, I'm going to go get dirty again.
Yeah, hey, I got it
guys,
dirty for
I
you.
got
We're like,
this.
we just washed it. He's
And
like,
and we cleaned it again.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, wow, that dressing really did help the dirt from sticking to it. It looks really good.
And
we
one
go,
thing
so
I'd like
make
to
it
point
stick.
out about the P&S Offroad line, that Dave, the chemist, did a spectacular job because unlike a lot of companies, they just didn't rebottle and put another color in the stuff.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
actually went to the trouble of making things that work specifically for the off-road market.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies have sort of rebranded stuff. That's not their style, which is great.
Yeah.
right, they added
They're-
some things. So like the soap
Yeah.
with the rust inhibitors
Yeah.
in it and a higher pH, things like that. The dressing is designed to not be a sticky, greasy dressing. It's designed to dry.
Well, it's also
and,
doesn't
and not
fling.
hold on to
and so,
dirt.
It is, yeah. I mean, everything that they did, I would say for the most part, the interior cleaner is fantastic in terms of being able to have more cleaning power than like that of Express, right? I think it works better with breaking up that grime, and I would probably say that even their pit stop, that was something that the quick detailer where everybody was surprised on camera because when we were wiping down that KTM dirt bike, you could see like that instantaneous gloss, like the second you flip that
Yeah.
towel over. And that was super cool to see. And so something to definitely check out and pick up. I mean, so whether you have, an off-road Jeep, whether you have an off-road truck, it's going to work on everything from all normal vehicles to everything off-road related. And there's something in there for everybody. And so I think that that's probably what I'll end up using on my own rig, right?
Nice.
My off-road
Oh, yeah.
rig,
Yeah.
my Dodge
Yeah.
Ram, my 2001 Dodge Ram 1500.
Hey.
I
with
thought
the-
you had an off-road motorcycle.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't go off-road, Ivan.
Time to
but
go
it's
scrambling over some dirt, huh?
Yeah, I go scrambling over just normal tarmac. And
Okay.
that's what it is.
Normal.
You're really gaping it.
Yeah. It's hungry for tarmac, right? That's what
You
I
got
like to say.
KO2s on that Ram. Might as well make them useful.
Yeah.
And speaking of off-road stuff, I saw a new towel.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did.
Quite
Yeah.
a large towel.
So that
Very
would be
large, almost bus-sized. But anyways,
almost
Well,
but-
David Cervantes
Yeah.
just used it earlier this week on a fire truck.
Yeah.
And
Like a
said it worked
whole-
perfectly.
So Levi,
Fire drive
what
the
is
whole
that
fire
towel that we launched? What is that?
That's one that I personally have been working on for a really long time. Big fan of 1500 trucks.
Yeah.
And this towel, I thought, gosh, if I could name it after like for trucks and things like
So
that.
you came up with that name
I
and everything.
totally came up with
Yeah,
the name
that's
because I'm such a
crazy.
fan of 1500s. I like $1,500. I like 1,500, coins. I like 1,500 cc's of Diet Pepsi.
GSM is in there
I
somewhere,
like
right?
1,500 milliliters of different chemicals.
Different
or like
quantities of
1500
things.
Yeah,
GSM?
Yeah.
things at 1,500 GSM.
Okay, there it is.
I thought,
All right.
ooh, you know what? Let's make it a truck
Wait a
towel,
second, isn't
and
that
we'll
it right
we'll make
there?
it the
That
1,500
is it,
named
yeah.
similar. A lot of people think of like
Actually, why don't we
a
show how
Chevrolet 1500. A lot of people think that it's just that's synonymous, right, Anthony? That
Yeah.
coined term, Silverado 1500. Everybody knows what that is. So again, felt the need to create this. And then I let Anthony use it on his Dodge Ram 1500.
Wow, that was
Yes.
Look at that, Piggy Trucker Jones popping up to say,
Hey.
"Wow, I won!"
Congrats, buddy.
No, but seriously,
Jones.
Anthony was
size.
Anthony was the reason we named that the 1500, and it has been developed specifically as kind of we wanted to make the biggest, largest towel we could, but Anthony has problems drying his Ram 1500.
Well, it's such a large,
I know
manly
the feeling.
truck.
It
I mean,
is.
the thing is I knew a
people
guy.
don't know
I
how
knew a
big
guy
that
with
is.
an F350 dually. Right, it still didn't quite match up to the size that the Dodge Ram 1500 had.
Correct. You
Right.
know, and that was one of the
Well,
reasons
those-
you had to wash that guy's F350
Yeah.
because you're so well versed in truck.
Well, the thing is,
cleaning.
I feel like those second gen Dodge Ram 1500s. They're
Short
just
boxes,
truly
Seneca
manly
short
in
box.
proportions in
Right.
comparison
Well,
to
they're-
like these new
they're
these new
muscly.
like Ford F-150s that kind of just look like cars.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Like something about a second gen Dodge Ram, right? Maybe it could be the Walker Texas Ranger in me,
Possibly,
right?
yeah.
That really kind of brings that out.
It's a real Chuck Norris.
It could be the Hawkeye in me,
Yeah.
you know, that or the what's his name?
Some real Renner.
Yeah. That brings it out in me.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I have a bus.
Oh no,
Ooh,
I see where this is.
So I'm
going.
off tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know that.
Well, we can film it today. The bus is here.
Oh,
And,
our-
you know, there's one thing.
Pressure washer is only on that side, so I don't know how we're going to get it in the
Okay,
wash
yeah.
bay.
Yeah. We'll fake
Watch
it.
him
that
try.
is true.
But anyways,
Rinse,
the Fiat.
rinseless.
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 No, the bus. Actually, we do normally do the bus with rinseless. But these people, 3 of them here, have talked to you previously about dirty rain in
Yeah.
Idaho.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't got to experience
I
it.
experienced it
Now
for the first
you know
time
what that's
yesterday.
like.
And it is not an urban legend. It actually is dirty rain. So our little Fiat was clean when we parked it. It started to rain. It looks like I went off-roading with the Fiat.
Yeah.
The bus is just as bad.
Yeah, it just sat. It didn't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
anything. It just looks like
No.
someone just.
Basically took a bucket of mud, threw it at the vehicle, and then it rained a little bit on it just to spread the mud evenly.
Yeah.
That's about it. And, you know, the bus has a coating on it. The car has a ceramic coating on it as well. And no, did nothing.
Yeah, just stuck to it.
Just, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This dirty rain is a little bit different. It's built a little bit different than the other types of rain. Like I said, certainly when it comes to coatings, it just you'd think the coating would do more. It doesn't, unfortunately.
Hey, Sue.
Sue Jane says she loves hers recovery 3-step program from all the towels that she's been buying. I understand.
She
It's
just got hers.
insane.
She used it this last week. She was very excited about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I do have a recommendation though. So I was actually talking to
Congrats, Tyler, by the way.
Grainer's Garage. He's one of our grand ambassadors. He did wash his 1500 with a batch of Pluffles.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
What happened?
What do you think happened?
It got clean.
Yeah,
He
that's
got
what I'm waiting to
cleaned,
hear.
Yeah. What do you think happened
The
to the Pluffles?
1500 beat up the Pluffles.
Kind of. The 1500 and the Pluffle had babies.
Oh, no!
And those babies were now pink Pluffles.
Nice.
This towel's big enough. Wash it by itself.
So what I would recommend is, so I was talking to him about this because he was wondering, you know, why would the towel bleed? So this towel technically should have a chipped dye to it, right, which is going to bleed less than
True,
than
but
other
it's-
red towels.
It's
But
not
it's
a
red.
magic
It is
bullet.
still a red towel, and it is still a red towel that is a twist loop weave, right?
Yeah.
Meaning that even from the dye factory and all of that kind of stuff, and the way that it's woven, it's going to hold that dye a little bit more for especially the first couple washes
Yeah.
until it really locks itself in. So my recommendation would be obviously wash with rags to riches. If you can wash it by itself or with light colors, hell, wash it with your Dragos, right? Turn those even more red, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, and a lot of people don't know, but red and black are
hardest colors, man.
the hardest colors for us because of the fact that there is so much dye that is put into the towels to get that vibrant color and to get a true black.
Yeah.
So even though our towels do go through a pre-wash at the factory, they still, red and black specifically, have an extra amount of dye in them just because we have to get this like color so it looks nice. But you do have to wash it, and we do recommend pre-washing it or washing it by itself. That way you don't worry about it. And remember, guys, these are heavy dyes to get these colors. And like you
So-
said, Dragos, it's a perfect combination. Get those, let the dye dye the Dragos.
Yeah.
So I would say, again, my biggest recommendation would be to wash it on its own. Wash it with light colors. The other big trick too is, if you're throwing in like something like rags to riches, you can also throw in some distilled white vinegar inside the mix as well. Distilled white vinegar actually helps kind of lock in the color a little bit more, helps release it to where it's at least not bleeding as much. And so I would do that at first, just the first couple washes, just to make sure it's good to go. At that point in time, after that, you have a perfectly good towel. And most people aren't worried about the bleeding thing, but it's only the few light color towels we have. The Pluffle, the Everest, the Creature.
Yeah, that's about it.
Was that it?
Well, unless you have a yellow towel and you're washing them with the blue
No,
towels
but the
or
red
something.
red and yellow actually doesn't it's not as bad as what you think it would be. They actually play
No, it
pretty well
doesn't.
together. So Pluffle, Everest,
It's our ice grays and our whites.
Ice Gray,
Yeah.
and
Ice
then
gray
maybe
white.
a Cyclone, right? A
Yeah.
Cyclone in this might end up with a little bit of a pinker Cyclone, right?
Yeah, because it's got white fibers. in it.
Anyways, just something to think about. We just want to be transparent, just because it's just it's a big red twist.
My thoughts watching the TRCMA while having COVID from Grant Hawtrey. I was pulled
Here,
from his.
I'll do
yeah.
Grant first here.
And then look at his next comment. So 11 out of 10.
so you
guys.
exceeded expectations.
Thank you, Grant. I am proud
Wow.
of that.
Grant,
Dane,
what's my room for improvement? Where am I? I think he's
75%.
doing it because I rate things slightly lower than they feel they should
75%?
be.
Not bad. Not
Screw
bad.
you guys. He
75%
gave me
is
a
kinda rough.
3 out of 10.
30%. You could
See,
do better.
Yeah,
next
no,
time.
You know
it was
what?
probably because of that damn scent rant I went on for
Probably.
Starnagloss.
Well, you kind of showed your true
Everybody's-
colors.
everybody-
a lot of people, a lot of new people got kind of scared.
Everybody dinged me for that because
Yeah.
this guy's just way into freaking
He likes
fragrances.
smelling
Yeah, and I'm like, you know
How
what?
dare you?
I'm gonna take this fragrance.
No,
And
but
shove it
Didn't
up.
you have your own line of cologne at one point?
Yeah, Ivan, it didn't work out great for me. I created one cologne with a perfumer. I believe he was in Canada. I
was not
screwed up.
good.
I put too much patchouli in the
Yeah,
mix.
I warned you about the patchouli
And
from the beginning.
Honestly, it smells like a dirty old hippie. It's not.
I have bad flashbacks
Oh,
of it, but
no.
but I
let me-
remember that you had your own cologne that wasn't
good.
I must
Wasn't
say-
good.
Said you were at
Okay.
8.5 until the scent rant.
Yeah.
That's when you lost
Oh
your
my
points.
god.
See, I'm out here just trying to carry the show when things
Yeah.
go good, when things go bad, just pop in as necessary. But I feel like at 75%, I'm kind of like middle of the pack. There's nothing particularly
Well,
interesting.
in high school,
When
you would've
somebody-
passed.
Yeah. When somebody smacks you with a super low rating, it means you affected them viscerally somehow. So I feel like as an artist, I appreciate when somebody makes an impact, good or bad, something stronger.
Yeah.
If you're just kind of
Yeah.
middle of the road all the time, I'm more insulted than he should be.
True.
I like that.
Yeah.
All
okay,
right.
Dane,
So here
thank
comes
you.
the scent rant, says Hans. But then I go back to Alex here saying, I was pulled into secondary screening by Canadian Customs when declaring my love for TRC.
Yeah.
Well, Alex,
You gotta
I
be
hope
careful
you're
about that.
walking right and everything is good.
And it was great meeting Alex and another big fan of the show, Luke Berkey.
Yeah.
So Luke was here, got to shake his hand, got to meet Luke. Great guy.
Yeah.
And he's not just a TRC fanatic, which he is, but admittedly, but nonetheless, a great guy
Yeah.
all around.
Yeah.
And Alex as well, and a fellow Canadian. So, we were able
was
to
good
do the
having the
secret
two of
Canadian
them.
handshake.
Yeah, we didn't get to witness that. I asked
No,
him.
they actually
man.
walked. They were like, hello.
Yeah.
And then they walked around like these curtains that we had.
They
and
did
they were
something.
like doing something. And we were like, what's that? And they're like, it's a secret handshake. You can't watch.
Can't watch.
We were like,
But
damn.
it works.
Yeah, not until you get your Canadian citizenship. And I
Yeah.
said, oh, how do I
Well,
get
it's
that?
part of the test. It's part of
Yeah.
the test you have to take to
Yeah.
become a citizen.
So,
but
anyway,
they tell you can't show it.
There's
But no,
something
I-
involved with bacon.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alex and Luke were great, man. Seriously, they were great guests.
Yeah.
And so,
Fantastic.
Alex Grand Ambassador of the Year, I think set a great example, right?
Yes.
I think he got to have a lot of fun. I hope that maybe he's still thinking about it, right? Alex, you still thinking about it? Do you miss your time here? Do you wish you
does.
could come
He
back?
said he
so.
missed it like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. We just had a ton of. I mean, what I loved. I told Dane this several times. I love that everybody that was there, how well everybody got
Yes.
along.
Yeah.
Seriously, it was
Yeah.
like everybody was like already friends before the event.
That's the goal.
And
That's
then
what
I
we
think we
became-
shoot
created
for.
new friendship
Yeah.
groups that wouldn't have existed any other way.
No.
Yeah. Well,
Well-
that's what I told Jack.
Yeah.
When he first got here, he was kind of like, so where are you guys? What's the game plan? And I said, well, this is all just, hopefully you get to, one, meet some new people.
Right.
And you get to know more of really the American detailing community that
Mm-hmm.
is kind of the folks that are at every show or at every event. And this is how we grow the group. You get enough
Yeah.
people that get to see who you are. And this is such a relaxed event that people can really just be themselves.
Right.
And they're not
Yeah,
technically
but
always
the
on.
all-out fight between Chris and Jason, from Flex and from Rubez was really fun to watch.
Yeah, seriously. Jason had a knife.
They took it out back. Yeah,
He pulled a knife out and he was
Yeah.
like, come at me.
They literally made use of
Do
our new
this.
alleyway we had
Yeah.
over there, right?
Yeah.
To have their own battle.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
Jeez.
they almost said we should meet each other at the bike rack after school.
Yeah, that
but
was
nonetheless, no.
strange.
Seriously, the whole event was great, and having been in the industry for we'll say a few years.
A while.
Yeah. It's great to see all these people coming together. And it's on Facebook groups and stuff like that there's this animosity amongst users. But the people that are actually in the companies and repping the companies, they have zero animosity against each other. They all know they're working to the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, they all know
Exactly.
that they each have a customer for them.
Yep. Absolutely.
There's way more people out there than there are people working at these companies and stuff. People who would
yeah.
be interested in detailing products. So
Yeah.
there's no need to get all up in each other's business over, a handful of folks when there's a big wide world out there. People you
yeah.
can
Yeah.
meet. So
So
just better
I
to
guess
approach it that
on that note, because we had gone through the crazy experience of filming every intro every morning, right? We
Yeah.
got to learn a lot of what that kind of stuff is like, and it is. Oh no, Lisa. Oh no. Yes. You will be on my list. Until I start selling used cars, you will refer to me as Anthony.
It is not like
Or
the
Mr.
Well,
nickname
crap! I
Tony.
kind of already do sell used cars, right?
kinda
I
do.
mean, yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Used
Anyway,
Hondas.
but we filmed these segments in the morning. I mean, it was just what an awesome experience, right? To be able to go out and do that. And Anthony B he seriously, I mean, with all of his
Knocked it out of the
experience,
park.
he knocked it out of the park. He made it feel like we were in a movie. I mean, he was rallying to get us a makeup artist. Did you know that?
He was, yeah.
He was
Really?
literally rallying, and I
Yeah.
said, "Is there anybody that can do that in house? Right? Get Jimmy to maybe put some makeup on us."
right.
Jimmy didn't have the experience that we needed,
No.
but maybe next year we'll have
Yeah.
somebody that knows what they're doing. But what was really cool was that. But I will say, all that work, resulted into one great final outcome, one great final reveal. But if
We looked
you-
like professional actors.
yeah, we did. Look
We really
like that.
melted
So
into our
fun, too.
roles,
Yeah.
But
But I mean, out of everything, though, right? Let's just
Which
say,
was
even,
ourselves.
even including
enhanced
including
versions of
Sternagloss and
ourselves.
including everything. Did you guys have a favorite? What was your favorite intro video to film? Right. What was your favorite video to film? And then what was a couple of your favorite segments during?
I think the
TRCMA?
most fun I had was the dunes
Okay.
and the caves. Those were the 2 days that I had the most fun. I broke my pinky toe when we were on the boat. So
You don't know
that's
that for
right.
sure.
No, I did.
Yeah, those pedals.
But you didn't go to the
smacked them
hospital for
good.
that.
No, I taped my toe back onto my foot. Kept it on there for a good week and a half.
That's
taped to the other
Jeez.
toes.
Yeah.
It's still painful. So it did break it because I've broken it before, so I knew what I did. But the other
Way to
two,
commit.
but the cave and the dunes, I think were my favorite days of filming. So,
Okay. Dane.
The cave was a highlight to me, but also going up Bogus Basin. I always love going up there. So being out in the
Yeah.
snow, hanging out, got sunburnt, surprisingly.
yeah,
but
we all got sunburned.
we're all pretty exposed up there. That was a lot of fun. Fell in a tree well. The whole
That
nine
was
yards.
that was hilarious.
That was.
Well,
that was
but
a
you
good
didn't
time.
answer your favorite segment. Favorite
Yeah.
My
segment.
my
TRC
favorite segment.
Yeah,
of
during
TRC?
TRCMA, like, or a couple of your favorite segments.
So I liked Jack's. I rewatched Jack's Stjarnaglass intro.
It
I thought
flowed
that
perfectly.
flowed perfectly. I thought it was good. I thought he did an amazing job. The other one I liked, I loved the Viper chair segment between you and Alex. I thought that was hilarious.
The impromptu,
And
just stuffing things
it was
in the chair.
it was
so
great. You guys, it worked really good.
And Alex is a former Grand Ambassador.
And Alex is a former Grand Ambassador. I thought that was really great. So those two really, and then, gosh, it was the most fascinating one, and the one that I find to be the most exciting for me is watching Justin Pate wrap
Yeah.
a hood because he
Justin
does it.
Pate's
He had
flawlessly.
everybody hypnotized.
Insane. So. Alex Dane, your brother needs some maintenance on the Lexus. So many dashboard lights.
What can I say? He's not quite the car guy that I am, but when he sees the stuff, he fixes it, and the rest he might just ignore.
Probably hasn't looked at it.
It's had some issues over the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Anthony, what was your favorite?
So I would say that filming wise, it was kind of a toss up because I really enjoyed Bogus because I dressed for the occasion. I enjoyed the cool air.
You brought
I
an
liked,
axe.
I
You
liked
even brought an
laying,
axe.
Yeah, I liked laying in the snow. That was fun. The dunes. I was probably the most miserable at the dunes, but
See, that's
being-
why I didn't say the dunes, because
being-
it was not fun hiking those
No,
things. As
well,
a
no,
large
wasn't it,
man,
Dane?
not a great time.
But Dane, only me and Levi hiked up the dune.
Yeah. Only we
So we're just going to discount all of that. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay, as
I'm
the guy
kidding.
who face planted
I'm
because
kidding.
they asked me to, I obliged.
Dane, you have to
I
commit
guess
on this
I just
one.
don't matter
You don't have
here.
to tell me
Yeah,
twice.
yeah.
So
we had to tell you
the
3 or 4
dunes I did
times.
not
Oh,
particularly
man.
have fun with, but I
was just
will,
really
I will
windy.
admit it was definitely memorable. So I would say between Bogus and probably the Cave. The Cave was had some cave vibes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I wish we had either dressed a little bit different for the caves because we weren't expecting it was going to be so cold.
was
Probably
very
had more
cold.
snacks. We probably should have lit a damn fire down there.
Yeah.
The fire would have been pretty awesome, but I think they don't allow that
You didn't
anymore.
really see a lot of the cave in the cave shots. Oftentimes it was so
No,
dark down
they
there,
have no
were letting away
idea
the lit
that
us.
we were in a freaking cave.
But that was
I
something
mean,
that, like, in post, we kind of came to the realization, like, oh, we kind of need to fill in some of the gaps here and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we handled that. Specifically, Anthony Blaine handled
So
that.
for those of
but-
you guys that are wanting to do a lookup of the places that we actually went to, we went to Bogus Basin.
Yep.
So you guys can Google that, Bogus Basin Ski Resort.
Yep.
Then we went to Cuna Caves is what it's
Yeah.
called. You can Google that. There's a whole Wikipedia article on the
Good
thing.
luck finding it, though.
But it's called Cuna Cave. It's literally a hole in the ground. That
In the
is
middle of a
It
field.
is a lava tunnel with up to 30 feet underground, and the ceiling on it is up to 24 feet. It's a huge cavern underground. And then we went to Bruno Sand Dunes.
There's your answer, Kirby
For the
Thompson.
the dunes are Bruno sand dunes, and that is a naturally occurring dune inside a basin. It's been there for 15,000 years. Those dunes do not disappear; they stay there. They're just kind of trapped in this basin, so they move back and forth inside the basin. But
Right.
they don't ever leave the basin, which is kind of a neat feature. Also, tallest dune in North America, 400.
saying
and
a
no,
lot
it's
because-
not the tallest.
It says it's on
no,
everything.
it's not.
Tallest dune in
no.
North
Oh, okay,
America.
which one's
Nick,
taller,
Nick,
Anthony?
correct. Nick found one.
Oh.
Another dune has grown.
Hey, they made
Well,
signs.
tallest
freestanding dune
Okay,
in
that's
North
what it
America.
is.
So how is the other one assisted, though? Is it just on top of, like, a hill?
Probably
or
on
mountain
top
or
of a
something?
hill or a
Because
mountain.
these are just sand all the way
Yeah.
down. So
Yeah.
that counts
So-
for something. So I think that the shots we got there look so
They look
legit
great.
after they color corrected them, and really, they looked the part. They impressed some people because people were like, wow, you really did travel for this thing. Yeah, it was like a 2 hour
And then the
drive.
lake,
In Dane-
all the
in
lake
Dane's
scene
van.
is all in Jeff and
Yeah.
Carolyn's backyard. It's their little lake
Yeah.
that that we did everything in the back in their paddle boat in the backyard. So
And shout
thanks
out to the
for letting us do that.
Ironwood Bar for
Yeah, and
letting
then the
us
Ironwood
shoot
Bar.
inside their
we
facility,
spent 2
which
days
is
at the
nice.
Ironwood. Their food is delicious. We all enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, we're all over the place right now, so I didn't get to finish what I was trying to say.
Sorry.
Oh,
Again,
sorry, go
It's
ahead.
fine. It's happened a lot. This podcast.
All right, I'll just keep my
So
mouth shut.
I would
Apparently it's
say
my fault.
that I really liked the Viper Chair segment I did with Alex. That was just
Yeah.
fun. I mean, we had a ton of fun doing that. As always, I think that the Rupes team kills it. Right, Jason and Dylan. They always do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
They're very consistent with what they do for that. But I think the product, I'd probably say maybe I'm most excited about. Weirdly enough, right? Those damn IK sprayers,
Yeah.
those stubby bottles,
Yeah.
the short bottles,
Those are cool.
The 500 ml bottles, the pint size. It's weird, man. You know, just good for them that they thought of coming out with these spray bottles that have become their most successful sprayers that they sell. It's just a really good idea that people rallied them to do.
Yeah.
Right.
If I can throw in a favorite segment, it actually wasn't even in the show. It was Jamie's intro and outro shows. I love those. I really want to
pre-shows.
shout out Jamie,
Yeah.
the cleaner, who took it upon himself. He just
Right.
asked me, like, the week before the show, he's like, hey, Dane, so would it be okay if I did, like a show before the show? If I just did, like, a thing where I got together on Instagram Live, did some talking, maybe brought on some other ambassadors or people? I thought, that's a really cool idea, Jamie. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. And then he just asked if he could do that, and I said, run with it. And he didn't tell me much else about it, but when he got going, I really appreciated seeing what he made of it. And to all the ambassadors who hopped on with him, thank you for making that show work. And Jamie, you did an excellent job. So I just want to give you a big shout out for having done that. Saw Meme B on there, saw a lot of the guys on there, and it was just fun. So I told them I want to see Jamie here next year, and we're going to make the pre and post show a little more official. and
How
tie
can
it
we
into
do
the
that?
show.
by inviting Jamie to do his pre and post show
I know,
here.
but where could we put him up at?
So we have a year to
the home to
figure out
suites, of course,
a place that we can park Jamie for the pre and post
in the
show.
building?
How cool would it be, though, right? Jamie
right
at the
in
home to
here?
suites, right?
It
Jamie in the
definitely
lobby at
makes
the home to
sense.
suites, right? Getting breakfast every in the morning, pre-show, the pre-show for the pre-show.
Does a little food review while
Breakfast
he's
show.
setting
And then
up.
we get him set up somewhere around here as a pre-show, post-show
I like that.
situation. That'd be pretty fun.
Tyler Graff saying, sad there were no IK
I saw
caps.
so many comments
So,
about lids.
here's
So
the deal.
many. They just keep coming.
You guys,
Email.
Some
you
guys
guys
3D
no,
printing
listen,
them now.
Email
no,
them.
listen. You guys have gone crazy on
Yes.
those caps
Yeah.
and asked so many questions. I got a message from a Bond this morning.
We
No, you
have
did
tried so many
Really?
times to tell
Literally
those guys
going-
about this.
Tell me the who, the why, the how, the what you need for this. To why all that stuff.
We've been
I did
pressuring
it. A bond.
for
I did it.
years.
I sent that to you 3 years ago.
Yeah, we have been on this.
Yeah, but
for
the
not
fact
gonna
that you guys haven't let it die,
we all
they
appreciate.
realize that it's been 3 years
Your
that you guys have been
stick-to-itiveness.
asking for these.
So
So,
people
I'm
have been
not
wanting
saying
to-
that they're going to do it, but they are actually actively asking.
Well, because there is like what can't
Yeah,
remember his
someone's
name.
making one,
Somebody's
currently.
making one right now on the Rad Company
3D
podcast.
and it's a
3D
special
print it.
thread.
Sorry,
like, people
I
thought
can't.
it was a standard
I
thread, but it's
normally
not.
am pretty good about names right now, but at this time I am completely blanking.
Those of you watching, you know who we're talking
Yeah,
about.
but it's
Yeah.
on the group page.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
it's on the group page. I think we're all excited to see what the final outcome of that is. And so, anyway, so other than that, I guess Ivan was only here for the final day. So did you see anything, even looking back through the feed? Was there any particular presentation other than your own that you really liked?
Well, my own, no. But anyways, I don't like looking at myself. In the intros, the little films, I like when you guys went through the drive-through.
Yeah.
That was a true representation of who these three are.
That's fair. I resemble
the rest
that
was
remark.
acting. That was just them. It had nothing to do with the script. So that was fun. It was entertaining. All the intros and outros were great. And I believe the editing crew is putting them into one video.
Yes.
Yeah,
That will be a
working on that right now.
standalone movie, short
Yeah.
film of shorts.
So we might see you at Cannes next year, or Sundance Film Festival,
my
something
gosh.
like
Very
that.
excited about that.
I wish.
we're
What
gonna
if?
put that in?
What if, like, it just goes
what if
viral?
Anthony gets famous because of just a horribly made video that is the
no,
new company
sorry,
made.
the production
but he's
values
made
on that were
numbers of
excellent.
others
Well
of
made.
great movies,
Yeah.
but this is what he gets his recognition.
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
No, that.
It's like Nate making the Dream Maker T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, the most important part of the TRCMA was the introduction of Stjarnaglas. It's something that we're bringing. You guys are bringing a new perspective to the industry. Stjarnaglas is squarely aimed at the do-it-yourselfer. If you're a professional detailer, yes, they're spectacular products. They're great. They do what they say they're going to do. But for the home user that's having fun on the weekend washing their car, they're just fun products.
Yeah.
And you look good doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The whole labeling and everything. And Jack, if you didn't see the presentation, so it was the Friday afternoon presentation, you need to go back and look at it. The guy is just a master of communication. He's great. And you can also find him on Top Gear.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's one of the things that if you haven't checked it out, go to the Top Gear YouTube channel and look up Clean Team.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 episodes out right now that you can watch.
Top Gear Clean
with
Team.
him and Joe, and the two of them washing cars and detailing cars for
Pretty
folks.
cool. I
Yeah.
It's
was
actually a really good
asking
show.
Jack because I said, "Hey, I'm not trying to fanboy right now, but obviously, we love Top Gear."
Yeah.
And I was like, "The crew that you're filming with, right? The camera guys, are they the same guys that also shoot Top Gear?" And he's like, "Yes, it's literally the exact same people." And I said, "Wow, that's pretty cool."
It is pretty rad.
And I'm like, "That's pretty
He
sweet."
told me some pretty fascinating
that
stories.
you get to, and so he told me, he told us about some of the hosts, and kind of talked about the current lineup of hosts, and talked about that, and I thought that was pretty awesome, just to kind of know, I don't know, more intricate stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, honestly, I said, now that Jeremy Clarkson and the rest of the original Top Gear gang has moved on to the Grand Tour, I said, in terms of fame, right?
Yeah.
like, how famous would you say these guys are? And he's like, without doubt, probably the most famous people in all of the UK. And I said, really? The most famous? He says,
Short of the
they
Queen.
are the most, like, the most notable people. If you were to see them, there would be no escape.
Jeremy and James and
Yeah.
Richard.
Yeah.
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 And who'd you say, Reacher?
I said Richard.
Oh, I thought you said Reacher. No,
Literally
not
the
Jack
opposite
Reacher.
of a big guy
Not
with a
Jack
custom
Reacher.
fit is
Very
Richard
small
Hammond.
guy, Richard Hammond.
But yeah, I just thought that was super cool. I thought it was funny. Just kind of put that into perspective.
Oh,
But,
man.
no, Jack's just an awesome guy. So, with that said, a couple more comments here. Everybody's kind of giving compliments on Jack's presentation. David said, "I'm going to be a Marvel movie character, Moto Man." Who's that?
I don't know.
Is that an actual character? I don't think it's a character.
So I just wanted to, I noticed some comments, people go, and I hope this doesn't turn into a Wowo's thing.
Situation.
Situation.
Yeah.
Basically,
I can see some people thinking
so I
that.
wanted to try and clear a little bit of the air for some folks going like, oh, what are you going to do with this? So there was a hole when we stopped carrying Wowos. Anthony and I were looking at our product lineup, and we still were missing something. We were missing that fun thing, and that's why we started looking for a new brand, and we started looking and trying to figure out what we could do to bring that in. And as a reminder to folks, we were getting ready when we had Wowos. We were going to start manufacturing here in Boise, next door. We had built that. That was the whole game plan. We're going to bring the first load of products over. We're going to start manufacturing. We're going to buy all the raw. We're going to get all the products. We're going to start doing stuff. COVID happened.
Yeah.
We launched in December. By March, COVID happened. Fraser had to go back over to the UK to see his grandmother because she had apparently contracted COVID.
She was dying, yeah.
Yeah, but what happened was that was when they closed the borders. So all of a sudden, Fraser couldn't come back over. We were still setting stuff up over here.
Meaning no product was being made.
No product was
Nothing
being made
getting set
here.
up. Yeah.
He had to head back. He got there. He had to start making products because Wowo started getting popular. People were putting in orders, Rag Company EU put in a large order. Clean and Shiny had orders in. There was lots of, and other Wowo's distributors were putting in orders. So Scotland had to start making stuff.
Yeah.
Scotland found very quickly, right after that happened, within the next month, less than that, 2-3 weeks, raw chemicals were getting harder and harder to buy.
The whole thing, the
Shipping
timing.
pricing was going up. People weren't working because they were all home. They forced everybody. It was a full lockdown. People were had to stay at home. So once everything started kind of opening enough that people could kind of do some stuff, the difficulties in getting all the pieces of the puzzle back together to manufacture product was it was a perfect storm that doesn't hit everybody all the time, but it hit us. And we started looking at, okay, we sold out very quickly of Showstopper and Quick Detailer. How do we get a restock of that? Well, we're working on it, but it's going to take us a month to get it made by the time we receive all the different things that we need. And we're not just going to send you a case.
No.
We'd like to send you a pallet. Well,
And
it's going to cost a bunch of money to put it on a plane, so we need to put it on a boat, and that's going to be more money. So we need to create a whole nother container full.
Right. And, one other aspect of that from the business side of things, the pricing that was put forth for Wowos was designed on it's going to be manufactured here.
Correct.
Now, when you add in those shipping costs and all the logistics involved with that, basically you guys would have been paying people to buy Wowos.
Correct. And so all those little things made it to a spot where it was just like, this isn't going to work. It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
And so we had to dissolve it. And you could still buy Wowo's products in the UK. You could still buy Wowo's products in Europe.
Under new ownership.
But you could still buy them because they're available, because it was much easier to ship something from Scotland down to London rather than Scotland to Boise.
Boise is hard to get to.
So
trust me.
that was where it kind of hit. Now, so we had that hole now. So we started looking at Anthony and I when we found Stjarnaglas coming to Jeff and Carolyn. We found another UK brand that we think will work. It's really nice, and that was one of the questions. How are we going to make this work? And so we've spent the last 18 months, almost 2 years, really working at how this plan is going to come to fruition for folks.
And you finally saw it on Friday.
And so you saw it on Friday. Now, it still had a number of things we still have some bugs and other things to work out in the sense of making sure we've got all the product. We've already got plans to do a reorder. We've already got stuff in the works for a lot of it. But the main key to that component is Jack. And Jack is an electric individual who is really trying his hardest to make this as successful a brand as possible. And I think he really showed that on Friday, and just what he does in his current social media. You know, we had to build social media for WOWOs. We had to build this brand. We don't have to do that with Stjarna. Stjarna is already such an amazing brand on its own that we get to be able to just show it off and sell it and introduce you guys to it, and you get to pick it up and use it.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about. And so
True, Levi.
we're super excited about it.
So Gorilla Jesus, Jeebus says, a quick question about Stjarna Glass. Which product can be used as a drying aid in conjunction with Liquidator? I would use Silky as a drying aid. That's what I would do.
Yep.
And then Hans Closen says, will TRC be making Stjarna Glass, or will Jack just ship boats full to TRC?
Well, right now, he's just shipping boats full to TRC.
Yeah, shipping boats full to
the game
TRC,
plan.
which is, really, it's going to be the game plan. It depends on, man, I think it really just depends on the future and, how much volume is selling of Stjarna Glass. I mean, there's a lot that kind of goes with that. I mean, the thing is we're along for the ride.
Yep.
See where it takes us.
And having played with the products, I can tell you they are going to sell well.
Oh, as soon as people get them in their hands, they will definitely see why it was something that we gravitated towards.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, because I know how the online commenter detailer, not all details, but online commenter brains work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's this thing that people trying to win an argument do, where they'll just stupidly go, "Oh, you got rid of that thing? So it sucks, and you were lying to us the whole time." No, the WOWOS products were good. They were as good as we said they were, and they actually stood up to all that stuff. So I never want to discount that. But the fact of the matter is, things didn't work out. You have to find a way to move on, and so we did. But I don't want anybody thinking that they got something and they're like, "Oh, they lied to me, it's inferior, it's whatever," because they didn't spend their time with it afterward. That's not true.
No, actually,
so I just want to stress that.
Yeah, I know for a fact, because having been here, Levi and Dane, Anthony, Tony.
Yeah,
sorry, Tony.
Tony, oh no. Oh,
So
no.
Levi and Tony worked very hard on the WOWOS line. And the WOWOS products, when we first saw them at Waxstock.
Yeah, Ivan was with me when we first discovered
you guys
WOWOS.
were together.
Yeah, it was me and
so
Ivan.
when we first saw the product line, it was okay.
Yeah.
But you guys did a lot of work behind the scenes to improve the product line, to make it worthy of the TRC fan, the TRC consumer.
Yeah.
And that effort paid off, because the line did improve dramatically. But unfortunately, like we mentioned, because of circumstances, because of the economic aspect of it, and just how everything, how basically the pandemic screwed everything up. But that made it so that it was no longer viable to proceed with WOWOs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, what can you do, man? Live and learn.
Good questions here, too, say from David. I know we're talking about Stjarna Glass, but do you guys have the P&S Offroad line in your hands ready to ship?
We do.
Yeah, it's here in stock.
We do. So it is in stock and it is ready to go. So this first order that we have here at the Rag Company is the first in the USA. Sorry, the first ever bottled, right? I mean, literally bottled last week.
Yeah.
Shipped to us last week, and is now in our hands. And so first batch, gallon sizes as well as pint sizes, just to get started. Eventually, there'll probably be some 32-ounce bottle sizes offered from P&S. I think bottles maybe specifically, and if we do something filled, it would be here at the Rag Company that we could sell as 32 ounces. But they're ready to go. I mean, they're ready to go out, and I'm excited. I mean, we will. I know most people wanted to know when those shirts can be available too, because they saw the shirts that we had on, and they're a
cool
badass
shirts, man.
shirt. They're
Really,
awesome. They're super cool. I just don't know when we'll have them and if we'll have them.
Now, this one I want to address, because we got Curly Wolf asking, how do we discern whether we are KCX customers or SG customers? You may be thinking that because both the labels are very appealing on both brands, but I will say KCX is definitely oriented more towards professionals. Consumers can use them just the same. There's no question about that. But they're definitely oriented towards a pro who can grab it and go, "Oh, that pH," that kind of thing. It's very nice for that. Whereas Stjarna Glass is definitely oriented more towards the end user, somebody who's doing it for themselves, trying to enjoy it. It's want something that looks good on the shelf in the garage, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's definitely a market for each, and there's no reason you can't be the other way about it. But I will say, Stjarna Glass is very geared towards the home enthusiast.
Well, and to tag on that. Curly Wolf, I've been using the Stiarna line in my garage
Yeah.
for the last year and a half, and I love it. And if it was up to me, I would probably only use Stiarna just because I have fun with that line and I enjoy it so much. But I do have a few KCX products because they're good. They're really, really good. But it's like Dane says, the goal was we wanted to have, P&S is kind of the everyman, kind of the blue collar workhorse for a lot of stuff. Stiarna is going to be the fun, exciting, silly. Just let's wash your car and have some fun with it. Do it with your kids. Have it with your, have fun with your kids and wash your cars. G-Technic is very chemistry friendly in the sense that you've got a line of coatings as well as a line of products to support that. Am I right in saying this, Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay.
And then-
you're a little. I mean,
What?
You're close.
Where's he
You're
missing
asking
it?
the marketing guy.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
I know. I'm just.
And then Koch Chemi is a very scientific high-end brand that is designed to be the top tier echelon next to G-Technic. So it's kind of how we've placed these four in our lineup.
Yeah.
In that sense of the four mains, and we still do carry Optimum, and Optimum works just the same way. You've always used it.
You wanted the best way to describe it?
Go for it.
Stiarna Gloss is going to keep us young.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
There
it.
you go.
There you go. That's all you have to say. Stiarna
Jack
Gloss is going to keep us
single-handedly
young.
will keep everybody feeling.
It's going to keep us young.
Oh yes.
It's going to keep us young and hip, and whatever that means. It just if I see a guy like Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
Who is our cinematographer, our youthful guy, who has all the slang terms and stuff
21
like that.
years old.
20,
Likes to use words like
Some things
bet.
just appeal
Yeah.
to that kind of guy more.
And when he
Stiarna's
sees this
one of
brand, he
those.
goes, "Oh man,
Bet.
this brand F's."
It-
And I go,
it slaps.
"F's? What's that mean?" And he's like, this.
Slaps.
He's like, "I F with this brand." I go, "I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a good
And then
thing."
he says bet.
And
and we
he
go,
says
are
bet.
we making
Mm.
bets?
And
he
then somebody makes a
"Def
Will
not
Smith
sus,
joke and-
not sus,
yeah.
all caps.
Yeah.
And we go,
So-
I don't, okay.
No, it's
No
no
cap.
cap.
Oh, no cap.
No cap.
All caps.
Ivan's probably like, "What the heck's going on?"
No,
So-
caps lock is for old
the
people.
slang, right? But the slang is
great.
crazy. But it just goes to show that the brand, obviously, it looks good, right? It appeals to a younger crowd as well, because
Yeah.
I think an intimidating part about detailing for many people, especially consumers, is that they don't know where to start, right? And they don't
Yeah.
know what they can or can't use. And I think that Stiarna Gloss, it makes it really easy, and I think it's very well explained by Jack, who's
Yeah.
a great presenter. And I think that people are going to have fun with it. It's the sense, it's the way the products work, and again, it's the experiences
Yeah.
that you'll kind of make
And-
cleaning your car.
We have a couple 5 liters on their way as well. So for those of you that were already asking and had been asking with Willows, when are you getting 5 liters? Stiarna has 5 liters of some of their biggest products available currently. I think we have some on the order, but I don't quote me on it.
Forest would be the number one 5 liter that you'll probably blow through
Forest
the
and
fastest.
Snow and Huel.
Forest, yeah, Snow, for sure. I would love to see a 5 liter per. I mean, we're going to talk about this. We need to talk about this more with Jack, but he was talking about some redundancy, not redundancy, but like maybe the confusion of having 3 soaps in the line and possibly eliminating either the Mata or the Bubbler, possibly, because Snow is a big seller for him. I don't want him to eliminate either one because I like him too much.
I love Mata. It's one of my favorites.
And I love Bubbler.
Yeah.
That's one of my
So
favorites.
that is where it
it's a
becomes
problem.
really challenging.
We have to battle it out, me and you, right?
With our gauntlets on our shoulders.
With our gauntlets on our shoulders. We'll see what people think. So, David Serrani says, I messaged Gene about this, but thank you all for TRCMA. It was one of the best yet. Looking forward to the next year's. David, we are too. We hope everybody bought stuff, because the thing is, if I'm going to be completely honest, unless you guys are buying stuff during TRCMA week, we have to
Costs us a lot of money to make
TRCMA.
TRCMA.
A lot of money to host that show, and we want to make sure that we can do it. We don't need to make money; we just need to break even, right?
Please
You can
help us break even.
Yeah,
Now, I'm gonna help David here. David, you take the towel. You start by folding it in half.
this is
Once you've
relaxing.
folded it in half, you can flip it and fold it in half the other way. Now, once you've done that, you can fold it again and again and again.
You guys,
Wow,
think
you
I'm
just
ki-
got a
no,
live sampler
No, you
there.
guys
You're
think I'm
welcome.
kidding? Shit you. All right,
Some
kid you
people-
not. Let's
Do
do
another one
it.
with
Let's
Ivan?
do it with Ivan. No,
Let's.
seriously. Let's film
Next time
a
you're coming
Foley
through.
video with Ivan. Ivan, I'm telling you what, I think people would love
We
it.
can do that
People
today.
had no idea what was happening when we tried that for the first time, but it
Yeah.
was a unique thing, and the people who got it really got it. So
Yes.
I think it's worth doing again.
Well, we can do
Like
that.
once a year.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm here for another couple of days. Actually, the live Thursday, I will be here. So.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that'll be great.
Q&A
That'll
Thursday.
be a big hit.
Yep.
We
if you
just
have any
need
questions for me-
Anthony to snap
No.
the towel first, and we are golden.
Nice.
That was so. Ivan, we'll have to show you a sample of this Q&A. It was the weirdest, funniest thing we did, but like
Trying
it was,
to keep a straight face through all
It
of it
was great. It was
challenging.
Nate. It was his favorite thing that we've ever done, and it's a huge compliment coming from him. He doesn't give out
Oh
compliments.
no, he
often.
doesn't give out compliments.
So, with that said, though, so let's kind of just recap our weekends really quick, just kind of what we did because
Yeah.
we're coming up here on the end.
I can recap everyone's weekend in about one sentence.
Okay,
You
all
think
right.
so?
Yeah, you guys slept.
You'd like to think that.
Yeah, I
No.
also would like to think
I was still
that.
very tired come Monday.
I got handed a baby. Okay, Levi, what do you do?
Very simple. Didn't have any cars, so I worked on my Jarl's Hangout, as I've been calling it.
Yeah.
Building
Fire
the,
pit.
building my fire pit out in the front yard. So that's right.
So
ladies and
how's
gentlemen.
this differentiate? How is this different than the Dothraki pleasure tent that you had
The
previously?
Dothraki pleasure tent was in the backyard.
Yeah.
But a furious windstorm came through and decimated it.
Sure did.
And
To rebuild
I had to rebuild.
Jarls.
So I've rebuilt in the front, a little more protected by the wind.
Yeah.
And I've been calling this the Jarl's Hangout. A place where I think Jarl Varg would enjoy sitting and relaxing after a day of pillaging. And so worked on that, built the fire pit itself. I got to get an order of gravel in or rock to lay down. So I got that all done. And then Saturday, we just kind of chilled out. I tried to be as lazy as possible. I think I wore my pajamas most of the day. And then
When
Ivan
I-
showed up.
When I stopped in, he was in flip flops.
I did have flip flops and
Nice.
pajamas on.
Yeah.
And Ivan came over. We shot a video and we just kind of hung out in the MOS HQ for a couple hours and just hung out, talked, and BS'd. It was great. And then Saturday, my dad came over, hung out in the Jarl's Hangout, said and looked upon it and enjoyed it, agreed, and said, "This is quite nice. I like the placement. Kind of fun that you put it in the front yard." And I said, "Well, I've got the street that allows me to do this."
True.
And then that was it. Very simple, very easy. I just know that Monday when I came to work, you stopped by, Anthony, on Sunday
I
and
did.
watched. This was great. Anthony rode over on Sunday, stopped by the house, and got to watch Augie basically do his normal thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a combination of boredom and self-destructive behavior.
Yeah.
But it's also entertaining because you go, how does this kid go from one thing to the next in a matter of seconds, right?
I think it's his ADHD for
Yeah,
one.
it could be that. Yeah,
But-
it could be that.
But
I would
name
say it
some
was
of
a
the
good
things
time.
that you witnessed while on my property.
Well, I mean, I saw him take an old butter container, fill it with sand, and then pour water into it.
Distilled water from my garage.
Distilled water from
Oh,
your garage,
good.
which costs $1 a gallon. And then he made some type of sand pile.
Slurry.
Then he flipped the butter container over, filled with sand. Then went and took an aluminum baseball bat and smashed it.
Yeah.
And I said, "Why do you do that?" And he's like, I don't know. And so then after that, he goes and he grabs the gallon of water and a bunch of rope and stacks it on top of Levi's dirty, dusty, gloss black hood. And then just starts kind of smearing things around. And I go, okay, that's fine. He'll come back to that here in a minute. Then he grabs his wiffle ball and he grabs his aluminum bat and then throws the ball up in the air, hits the ball. It flies right into the side of Levi's Suburban, bounces off the Suburban and hits the Elantra. And Levi goes, "Yeah, so this is fun, right?" And
This
I
is
say,
what we're doing.
"Yeah." I say, "Augie, don't swing your bat near my motorcycle. I'll drag you by it." If
Well,
you
now
do
that you
that.
mentioned your motorcycle, it's on his radar
And
now.
so I said, go out in the grass over there.
not said
And then
anything.
after that, which honestly, if you tell him, he's very respectful. He will listen to you. But then my favorite thing was when he grabbed the rope and then started tying it around an old flower pot hanger and then grabbed that rope and then ran it to Levi's mirror on the Elantra and started wrapping it on that. And then just took the magnet and just threw it on top of the hood.
Yeah.
And then was kind of dragging it around.
Yeah.
It actually
It was-
got caught for a second. Oh, no. And I said, "What's your plan here?"
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know, just making a barrier. And I'm like, well, but I can walk around this. And he goes, I guess you can.
Yeah, that was literally it. We were standing there. Anthony and I just standing there watching him. And I go, yeah, so this is awesome.
This is just what he does.
Normal.
Okay, so
why I'm not allowed to have nice things.
what are the odds on off that he winds up, say, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, in a Netflix true crime series? You know, he winds up being somebody
It's
that's
possible. Augie's a sweet boy. He's a very nice boy. He is a nice boy. He's got a darkness inside of him.
I was gonna say it starts
So,
with objects,
basically-
then it's animals, then it's people.
So
I'm worried.
So you know what the best way to describe this? You watch that new episode of Moon Knight, right? Do you know when Ethan Hawke grabs the main character and says, "There's chaos inside you"?
Yeah.
That's Augie.
That's
Oh, yeah,
definitely
totally.
something
That's
he
Augie.
would say
So
if
when the
he were
scales
to,
are
like,
tipping on the guy's
Yeah.
tattoo on his arm,
Yeah.
right?
Nope, that's
and it's
100%.
imbalanced, right?
He is Moon Knight.
He looks at Augie and says, "There's chaos
you,
inside
David.
you."
There's 4 people inside of him.
I don't
at
want
all
to be
times.
clairvoyant, but
And frankly, I think you guys are wrong with Augie.
oh, good. Okay,
He's just a young kid
just doing kid things.
He's just
that
a
is
boy.
adventurous and has a mind that's ahead of his time.
True.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Okay.
He's
gonna
he's
be the one
very
who comes up with
mechanical.
No,
some
honestly,
incredible new technology.
he'll probably invent something.
Oh,
Yeah.
which is going to be
100%.
crazy awesome.
100%.
It's going to be one of those accidental inventions. He's trying to do
Yeah.
something destructive, but accidentally makes something
Yep.
great.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's
I would
exactly
hope
what he
that's
does.
the way his
Dane,
life turns
what did
out.
you do
That
this
would be
weekend?
great.
You worked on a couple things.
You know, it was like around the house stuff. It was mostly working on getting some new plants put up, and then I got to rehang my lights. I haven't done that, but I need to do a few things around the house to make it more presentable. I did on the last day there that Alex and Luke were there. I brought them through my house.
They get to,
showed them
got
the
to
place.
take a tour of the
Because I had to go
compound.
swap cars, so Gabe helped me drop them off at my house, and then I grabbed the van and we took it for a drive before dinner, and that was fun. I took him up Bogus Basin, gave him a little terrifying ride in the
And
leany
made it
van
up
up the
Bogus
road.
Basin.
Barely.
Yep.
It's terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Thing
it's
leans
good
like
fun.
Crazy going around
You
those
ask them
turns.
how scared they were. I'm sure they would say they were very scared because first of all, you're sitting, on
Well,
top
you're
of the
driving,
front wheels.
so-
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I'm a granny driver. Everybody complains I'm a granny driver, if anything. But it was fun, and they got a chance to look around and just experience the nature vibes that are my, grounds.
The grounds.
Yes, the grounds.
And
At Chateau.
I hate the Chateau de
Chateau de
Dane.
Dane.
So, Tony AF,
Yeah.
or Anthony Fisher, what was your weekend like?
Yeah.
Man, my weekend. So I watched my baby for most of the day on Saturday, a good chunk of the day. Katie was like, "Hey, I'm going to work." I said, "Got it." So not as relaxing as you think it would be watching a 5.5-month-old baby, but she's doing great. She's a lot of fun now, right? You can get to the age where I can play with her, so it's been a lot of fun. But I did that, and then Saturday was pretty chill, pretty nothing. Watched some TV, watched the new Moon Knight, watched the Halo series. It's like a good mixture of Stargate SG-1 and
There's some real cheese
kind of
going
Halo
on.
stuff, but I mean it's a little
But it's
cheesy,
fun.
right? But it's a good amount of cheese, right? And then Sunday when on a motorcycle ride first thing in the morning, so I woke up, threw on my Trip Machine boots, my Roland Sands leather jacket, right? Put on the good fine leathers, right? I wanted to make sure
Fine leather wallet,
want to make
fine
sure I
leather
look. I want to
boots,
make sure I
fine
look the
leather
part when I'm cruising around, right?
Right.
Throwing out these fine. I gotta give you my wallet, Levi, but
Ooh.
throwing it a nice fine leather wallet here
From
right?
your friends at Trip
From my
Machine.
friends over at Trip Machine. I paid for that, by the way, and I wish it was free. But no, went on a nice cruise, and I do the same loop now. I call it the Dane and Levi loop, right?
Nice.
I don't know what I'll have
No,
to
that
come up
works,
with the
it
name.
works.
Head to the east
like
end
it.
and
I
work
come
your
up.
way
I
around.
come up Hill Road. I pass by Dane's house. I cut
gives
down
a
through
toot on the horn.
downtown. I go back up around Warm Springs. I go past the Idaho State Penitentiary, one of my favorite. Just stopping. Have you been to the State Penitentiary?
No, I
yet?
haven't. No.
We got to take Ivan there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which I think he'd like it. Rich in history. Go past there, Warm Springs up to Bound Crossing area, cut over by Levi's house, right? Then I take Levi's house, continue down Boise Ave, maybe cut by. I either go down by the school, by Boise State, or I cut through on back on Apple, back through, down through the freeway, up Chinden again. It's a good loop.
Yeah.
But I have to put but I still have to put miles on that scrambler because of that engine rebuild.
Right.
And so
Gotta do break-ins still.
But I did that. Thought I would film a cool YouTube video. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I thought it would just be a cool thing to do.
Okay.
And my audio was blown out.
No.
Yeah, the worst. I've never had
What'd
that
you do?
happen.
Like a new mic setup or something?
It was a new helmet setup, and I've never had that happen before. I was disappointed. So a couple hours of writing, talking, just having discussions, lost out the window.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's too
Mad.
bad.
But I did that, came home, and then enjoyed kind of the rest of a relaxing evening. Went on a walk, coffee shop, little ice cream date.
Nice.
Good time.
I forgot to tell you guys what happened to me Friday night.
Oh, what's that?
So Friday night I head home after a long, arduous TRCMA. Right?
course.
So while you had the boys up at the house
Yeah.
enjoying the property and the land that is Dane Hennon's vast empire, I made it home. While I was there, Carly says, you should take the kids to... my kids, Carly goes, you should take them to go eat because I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. And I said, all right. So I took the kids down to the Boise Fry Company. Thought, oh, this would be a good little Friday night treat.
Yeah.
I put on my pajamas. Literally took them over there. So I have my
your
house
pajamas.
pants on, my flip-flops, and a hoodie. We cruise on over there, sit down, order our food. I'm going through. I make that post. I do some stuff. Waiting for our food. Get our food. As soon as we have our little burgers and our fries, I got the truffle fries.
Of course.
Or the bougie fries. We sit down. Carly calls. Holy crap, I forgot Augie's best friend, Zoo Heights, has a birthday.
Oh, Zoo
6
Heights.
o'clock.
Yeah, Zoo Heights, yeah.
So I'm like, what? And she goes, you need to take him. And I go, we just got our food. And she goes, the magic show is starting. I totally forgot. We don't have a gift. You need to go.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
get?
I don't think we have time to get a gift. And she goes, just go. It'll be fine. We'll get him a gift on Augie's birthday later at the end of the month. I said, all right. She goes, I've already texted Lacey and Gotti. So those are Zoo Heights' parents. So Gotti is Basque.
Yeah.
And so Zoo Heights is a Basque name. Thankfully, they only live like 4 minutes from us.
Oh, okay.
So I round up the kids. Augie's like getting to go stuff of all the sauces at Boise Fry Company. Haul butt over to the Zoo Heights'
You guys
house.
are like speed eaters anyway, though, right? I mean,
No, so me and Hadley are.
oh, but Augie not. so
August
much.
is well, it's like having you.
Oh,
Dane, when I'm
okay.
trying to eat.
He's relaxed.
He's
Yes.
very relaxed.
He wants to
Enjoy
enjoy
the
his meal.
environment.
Likes to
Savor
enjoy
the
his environment,
opportunity,
savor the
don't rush
opportunity.
things.
So I said, you're going to have to eat this in the car. We got to go. And he's like, oh, okay. Puts the burger, little Boise Fry Company slider, Dane, about that big around, puts it in the cup holder, the rear cup holder. Jack, hello. Puts it in the rear cup holder of the Suburban.
Oh dear.
4 minutes. I know he can't eat, but you know who does?
Oh.
I engulf that slider.
Ooh.
Hadley engulfs that slider.
Gone.
Hadley finishes all her fries. I finish all my fries in those 4 minutes of driving. Pull up in front of the house. Hadley's still chewing as we're walking out. And I go, oh, still chewing. Okay, kiddo. She's fast and she's
That's
good.
right, David.
She's not there yet. So Augie gets out. We go inside. It's a full-fledged magician doing a magic show in the garage with all these little 8 to 10-year-olds.
I'm impressed.
sounds
That's
awesome.
still a thing.
It
People
was the
still do
most
that. That's
amazing
great.
Friday night activity I have ever been to.
Sounds amazing.
So I sat down with Gotti and the other parents that were there.
How long
and we were
did it go
dying. It lasted like, we were there from 6 till probably 8:30 at their
Wow,
house.
okay.
The magic show lasted till about 7:15. The guy was actually really good.
So, like, what was his shtick?
He
Like, what
took
was
a
his thing?
rope and put it through his body and was moving it back and forth like it was stuck inside
So
of
he's
him.
just flossing himself.
Yeah. And I remember going like, holy cow. He took one of the lady's rings and like did this and made it disappear in his hand and showed you.
And she's
both,
watching
like,
go, "You better
and she's
bring
like,
that
oh.
back."
And then he had one of the kids, he handed the kid a quarter and the kid put it in a little machine he had, like a little like candy machine. So the kid put it in, turned the knob, popped out a little ball. He handed it, and he's like, what the heck? Handed it to the mom, and the ring was inside. And all of us were like,
Gotta love
how
that
in the
sleight
heck
of
he
hand.
never
That's
walked
great.
over? He never walked over and put it in there.
No.
How did it get in there? So it was fascinating. And my daughter, who's a big fan of magic, was screaming at the
just
top of
losing
her
it, huh?
lungs, screaming.
Wait, was it like totally quiet and she's just the one screaming, or was it everybody kind of?
All the kids were kind of screaming, but she was
unison?
the loudest.
Okay.
I think
Screaming.
Hadley with magic would be like.
She loves magic so much. So
she
much.
thought about
so
being a
I was gonna say, has
Yeah.
she considered like actually becoming?
she's
a
got so many
magician for
magic
fun?
kits and like
Oh,
watches
man.
every like there was one kid that was just being a jerk and he was like trying to call out all the fake stuff he was doing.
Oh, you know what I do? I take
Yeah.
that kid, I kick him out of the garage, and I lock him. and he
Yeah.
can't come back. in.
Hadley was
That's what I would
screaming.
do.
Hadley was yelling at him to knock it off. Don't ruin the magic show. Like she was literally like she was holding her ears because she does that when it's too noisy. And so she was like, "Shut up, stop!"
Dane, what's
don't
that
you do
show?
that."
That show where the guy comes out and he smacks that kid in the face. What's that called? What's that? Sorry,
Oh,
Is that
you're
Mad
thinking
Men?
of Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
When he
So,
when he
you
goes
used to
and
have-
challenges the kids who are drug dealers.
Yeah, so you used to have a Silicon Valley guy outside. Don't ruin this for people, or this happens to you.
No, that's about what needed. But then they had a pinata. It was great. But anyway, it was super fun. It was just a funny way
That's great,
to
though.
end the chaos that was
Yeah.
TRCMA and how much fun we had to go like, I'm going to be, and you guys were all texting and posting stuff. And I was like, I'm at a magic show, children's magic show right now. And I'm enjoying myself. This is amazing.
That's
Ivan,
hilarious.
Anyway,
what happened
Ivan,
on your weekend?
Sorry.
On my weekend, we relaxed.
Okay.
No, we did a little work on the bus. We made some content for our YouTube channel, so check it out, LaCroix Cruiser. We installed some fans to move the air a little better as we're driving.
Yeah.
And other than that, no, we Netflix.
But
and
Friday,
chill,
you
relaxed.
did,
Nice.
you went out, I sent you out to a junkyard.
Yes. So Friday, during the last segment of TRCMA, when Jack was doing his thing, and he did it extremely well, I went with Michael from Color Lock to a junkyard in
adventure.
Waddell.
Yeah, they went to Wendell.
Wendell?
Wendell.
Okay.
Which is funny because we go, he drove all the way out to Wendell. What a trek. It's an hour and a half away.
Yeah,
it's
it's only
an
an
hour.
hour.
I mean, California, you're driving that just to get home from Target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon
Yeah.
as you leave the general closer Treasure Valley area, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But it's
and-
one where we need to go out there. I think
Yeah.
we need to go out.
Oh,
to
definitely.
Do it.
It
The
looks
three
really
of us.
cool.
First of all, from the road, you see this place and it's looking huge. And there's a ridge.
If you guys are wondering, it's called L&L Classic Auto.
Right. And on the next episode of the LaCroix Cruiser, there'll be a lot of footage. So, but anyways, there's this ridge off in the distance, and you think, wow, this place is huge. Well, we eventually walked up to that ridge. And when you get to the top of the ridge, you see that that's only 1/3 of this place. It is enormous.
It's like 800 or 1,200 acres.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Jeez.
And if you need a car part from anything from 10 up to 1975, they probably have it.
Holy cow.
And
Really?
they even had some Hondas there. I know you have a
I do.
particular affection for them. They had some Hondas there.
What's
For
the newest one they had?
a 1978 Civic
Oh,
wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
my little bit too old
But you get
for
some
me.
classic
That's
Honda
when they
stuff.
finally went from the CVCC name to Civic.
Yeah.
No.
What?
It was always the Civic. CVCC was a model of the Civic.
Okay.
So that was the.
I always thought it was just them doing a play on words because
No,
of
no.
CVCC, and they're like, okay, well, let's just call it Civic.
Basically, the CVCC was a like a
Today I learned something.
hemispheric type head. So they had like a
Okay.
small Hemi head on the first generation.
so were
Civics.
there like Z600s there or anything like that?
No,
Like
nothing that old.
Okay.
So the only Hondas we saw are two Civics. They had some really eclectic vehicles. Couple Renaults, some Citroën. Some French vehicles. They had some Opels sitting around.
Like, what's the Dodge van that's like the cab over the A10?
Oh yeah, lots of those.
Stuff like, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking
And,
like obscure, weird
So
stuff.
Michael's
Yeah.
from Germany, and he is a fan of U.S. cars. The guy drives a 1984 Cadillac Coupe de Ville in Germany.
In Germany.
And
Pretty
you know,
crazy.
Is it
everybody
gas
hears
or
I was
diesel
looking at
prices
getting
are
one.
Expensive.
I wanted to get an
You
84
haven't been to
coupe.
Germany yet.
Yeah.
You haven't been to
When I have
Europe.
my
But
shop.
anyways, he was looking for a trim piece for his 1984 Cadillac. They had the exact same car that he has. So
Holy
1984 Cadillac white Coupe de Ville. So, anyways, so
break.
that was great. He was able to get the parts that he wanted, so that was spectacular. But yes, to your point, the those of us that are old enough to remember Hawaii Five-0, but the original series back in the early 70s. Yeah, exactly. McGarrett drove a Mercury. All the other guys drove a Ford. Well, McGarrett's Mercury was there. The Ford was there as well. And they also had what in those days back then in that series Hawaii Five-0, most people will remember that the villain in the show, the bad guy, always drove a Dodge A100 van. And they had a few of those there. They also have classic RVs, which was interesting. They're down in a valley that you can't see them from the road. Lots of old pickup trucks. So, for the 1500s, there was a lot of those there.
There wouldn't be like any Toyota Chinooks or anything like that in there, would there? Like the ones where they
Dane,
got
it sounds like
Toyota
you're going to
pickup
have to
front.
go.
Sounds like
That's
Dane
got
needs a
Chinook body.
Saturday morning
Dane, it sounds like
you need to go to
driving
Wendell.
the van.
Or are we talking more along the lines of like shaggin' wagons and
Oh,
kind of
they
conversion
had
vans? We got
a
the
couple
moon windows
beautiful
in the
shaggin'
back.
wagons.
Yeah, the whole.
But they had a couple of the first generation Toyota pickup trucks. They had a Mazda pickup truck with a rotary in it.
Oh, I love those.
So a number of basically, if you like old cars, you need to go there.
Okay.
Dane wants to take one of the interiors of the shaggin' wagon and transfer it into his wagon.
Oh, we can do
wagon.
that. That would be a
You
fun
want
The
project.
van,
You
the
want
van
the
gets
free
shag
walls?
carpet. All right.
Yeah. Oh, not
And
just shag
ceiling.
carpet. There's other things that go with a shaggin' wagon.
Well,
But
you see,
anyway,
I don't want the rest of the stuff.
Are you sure?
I'm good without.
Are
No
you
black
sure?
lights
No black
necessary.
lights there, please.
Waterbed?
Well, it's well used, Dane.
Yeah.
Just broke it in.
Yeah, and little shameless plug for these guys, and actually for charities. So there's these coins.
Yes.
There's still some available. So we see the TRCMA logo, and on the other side, this one just happens to be Sternaglass. So hijack. But anyways, there's still some of these coins available. All the proceeds from these coins go to charity, and I'm not talking just the profits. No. You're paying $10 a coin, $10 is going to charity.
Yep.
100% of the proceeds
Right.
from those coins goes to the charity that given brand on the coin chose.
Now,
Right.
I will say, that was a great plug.
Yes.
They're not on the website at the moment.
No.
Something happened. I don't know what's up. I got to talk to John and figure out. But a lot of folks were messaging me yesterday asking
Really
about
off?
buying the coins. There was something that changed or something. So John
must have, like, a
messaged me last
timeout
night,
or
just said,
something.
hey, we pulled them off the site. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
So be patient with us. We're going to let you guys know as soon as they're back up. But
Right,
keep checking.
and those of you that are in the European Union, you can also get these coins from the Ride Company EU.
Ride Company EU. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Very
again,
cool.
Yeah.
money is going to the charities.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's it, guys. I mean, it's been
We're all
fun.
really
It's
tired
been real.
still.
Yeah,
Dude, very tired.
it's been a busy week, but we're gonna try to get out some more content.
Yeah.
Grand ambassadors for Q2 of 2022. We're gonna hopefully have those announced by this Friday. Actually, not hopefully, they will be announced by this Friday. And care packages are gonna start going out as soon as we can get those announced. And but yeah, going good so far. We're still in the judging process. I'm kind of laying out a big list. Dane's gonna be joining in to help me here in a little bit. But we're gonna get the grand ambassadors going. But just want to say thank you to everybody that made TRCMA possible, and everybody that watched and made this a show. Right, made this worthy of being a show. It's pretty crazy.
That was great. Really.
So
Huge thank you to everybody who worked behind the scenes to making that all possible.
Oh, yes.
We obviously were along for the ride, but it would not have happened without the hard work of everybody operating a camera or switchboard or any of that stuff.
David saying, so I know some websites have a tip option. Could you guys include that in your site for a tip to your packing crew or other background folks? David, text or actually email John at theragcompany.com, John, John. Now, Kirby Thompson did this one year for Christmas.
Right.
He ordered pizza. He bought pizza for the whole team.
Had it sent to
And had it sent to the Rag Company. He emailed John, and John and him got it figured out. If that's something you're interested in doing, or anybody else, to say thank you to the background crew and everybody that did stuff, feel
told the
free.
crew where it came from,
Literally,
all that.
just email John at theragcompany.com. Tell him your idea, and he'll get it set up. And Lisa does say she accepts.
yes,
tips.
she does.
All right. Well, thank you, Mean Bee, for pointing out that we look tired. We feel tired, but we're gonna make this work. We're gonna try not to look tired in the videos we're gonna be shooting. I got a question from Tyler here asking if Ivan is staying for Q&A.
Yes, I am.
Yep.
And
So, look
speaking of
forward
that, Levi, get the mouth working again. Levi and I did some detox yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna
and if
shoot
you
some
have any
more today.
suggestions for ideas for detox,
Yes.
Send us a message.
Yeah.
I think his email, probably, just guessing here, Levi at the
That's correct. How did you know that?
Good guess.
And his is Dane at
Wow.
theradcompany.com, and this guy is Tony at
Oh,
theradcompany.com.
yeah.
No,
yeah,
that's a send them all
Please
to Tony.
send them
That's
all.
a good
It's so
link.
weird.
Anthony
They're
at
aren't
theradcompany.com.
sending. Why is that?
To Tony at
Mailer demon.
theradcompany.com.
Yeah, and I'm not lucky enough to have an at theradcompany.com email. So
Oh man.
Put in a good word with Lisa. Maybe she can give you hers, right?
Yeah.
But okay, cool. Well, Dane, take it away, please.
All right. Thank you, everybody who has been a part of this, who's watched not only today, but also all of last week. That was such an undertaking, and you guys
Yeah.
watching make it all possible, and you make it even more possible because you actually pick up the products that you're interested in. We love that because it helps show that the show is really working, and we can continue to do it each year. So as long as you support us, we're going to keep doing everything we can to support you guys, putting out more great content for the future. So thank you for that. And if you aren't subscribed to the Rag Company podcast channel, make sure you do so. It's fun. We talk about our weekends here, and occasionally people like Ivan show up and add a little color to the conversations. We love that.
and if you like what I said, it's the Detailers Business Academy.
Yes. So you want to plug that real quick? Just give an
I
ad.
just did.
Oh,
That's
well,
good. Yeah.
okay, there you go. Detailers Business Academy with Ivan. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. We will catch up with you later this week on the main Rag Company channel for Q&A Thursday with Ivan. So see you then.
See ya.
Say it.